Championship this season, but will be up against stiff competition from Sebastian Vettel. This season marks double world champion Fernando Alonso's 16th year racing Formula 1. Going into the 2017 season, Lewis Hamilton held 63 pole positions, best in this year will mark the Grand Prix 4th year of Sochi. Welcome to our special guests, Jesse Porter and AKB, accompanied by the Duke.
Knew that. Right. Well then, we are live for the qualifying of the Mixed League Grand Prix. We have 11 people because, you know, C League turnout is pretty a
lot better than what we expected.
Even though C League's mostly dominated by A and B, but you know. Right, gotta make sure. Right, I had to just sort something out. Right, so who are we watching?
James currently is on his lap. We've got
but we've got Niels behind him.
Yep.
He's quite close.
That is surprising. I thought he wouldn't want to be there. He'd probably lose time. But
Niels went straight ahead, going into that braking zone, and that is a wasted set of tyres.
Yeah, that's just something you don't need, especially when you look at him lighting up the tyres like that as well.
That was a bit of a carnival.
Completely ruined.
Oh, David getting a bit sideways there.
Almost went into the wall where Ricardo went in.
Yeah.
This is the best bit of the track for me, though, going up this castle section, because it feels like you're going to crash every single time. You'll see him chuck it in. Just misses the wall on the outside.
That was a good line. That was a good line.
That was very good.
Oh, bit slidey on the exit. David was. Who's the Sauber behind? Oh, Jean is behind. So that means that he's going to get the toe going in on the straight. But also be held up at the same time, but you know.
To be honest, it doesn't look like the most clean of laps from anybody at the start of this.
Apart from James. James looks to be pretty clean.
Yeah,
at the
James
moment.
had a good lap, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just watching
Plus we've got
this
Montana as well,
toe.
his teammate.
I'm just looking at this toe from David.
Oh, if you look now, Montana looks like he's going to get the perfect toe just ahead of him. Like just be able to catch onto the back of that toe.
Oh yeah. Most definitely.
Let's see what the lap times are. We've got 141 so far, and then
145.
140.5. Amazing lap. He said it was his favourite track. I believe him.
Mr. Stoke finishing his lap. Quite a while away. Billy's still in the pits. Not even set a lap yet.
Wonder if Billy's going for just a one lapper at
Mr.
the end.
Stoke looking to be on the default setup because he's only going 206 down the straight, so no.
I haven't seen anybody in a harder compound tyres yet. Everybody on the super softs.
Well, Billy Billy's out. Oh no, Billy's on the softs. Billy's on the softs.
It's good to see that conscious strategy because you want to see what it can be done to see if it's better or if the super softs were the way to go.
James on a 42.9. Looking at his lap, I didn't think it was.
I thought it was better than that, to be honest.
I thought it was better than that. Maybe he had an error that we missed. Oh, is he on another lap now? Is he on 2 laps?
I think he is, you know. Oh, there's 2 cars going side by side in the castle section.
Yeah. Wait, where? I must have missed it.
I think it was Dapola and a Ferrari.
Yeah,
not sure.
dunno, but...
Ferrari in the wall! Ferrari in the wall! What was he doing there?
What happened? What did he do?
I think he was weaving and just completely mistimed the weave and went straight into the wall, kind of like a Grosjean.
Well, that's Jack Jimmy out, so I have a feeling that he'll be starting last.
He won't be happy with that whatsoever, especially he only did a 1:49 as well.
Yeah, and that's Billy going past there.
Yeah. Oh, Billy hits the wall on the outside. I think he might have front wing damage.
He does.
On his outlap as well.
Oh no, it's fixed itself. It's fixed itself.
See him building up speed now. Will he try and get a toe off the car on the left? No, he's not doing that. See Montana going back into the pit, trying to conserve his tyres. Do you want to talk us through this lap, maybe?
Yep. Right, so we're going into the first corner. Good exit. That was pretty nice, that. Then going into a short straight into the next corner. Rode that curb a little bit too much. Maybe lost about a tenth, 2 tenths. Then we're on to the actual first DRS straight of the whole lap. Oh, braking a little bit early, but you know.
Very tentative on the brakes there, wasn't he?
Yeah. Just got slid a little bit there, but you know, probably lost about a tenth or two. Oh, that is a nice line through there. Good exit as well to finish it off. Then we're on the short straight before it gets to the tricky part of the track. Good line through there. Here's where it determines whether you absolutely attack this or you are a bit hesitant, and I think Billy just made
so far. He just hasn't been getting it together, has he?
No, I think he was a bit tentative turning that right after the castle. Oh, who was that?
That is a Mercedes in the way.
Who was that? That was Toad.
Yeah, Toad getting in the way. You can't be doing that. And Billy, I think, had front wing damage from that as well. Yes, he does. That is something you don't want to see.
Unlucky
especially
there.
as well, Billy might have had his only set of soft tyres there as well. We know that sometimes people only choose to have one set of softs.
That was very unlucky from that. Just as long as he keeps his head together. Maybe if he pits now, and then he could get a new set of tyres, but he's finishing his lap.
Oh no, he's finishing the lap. Oh, the front wing damage has fixed itself yet again, so it looks like he might be going for a second lap, possibly. Some
What is it with
glitch we're
this?
seeing here with the front wing.
Because I'm pretty sure didn't he break it on the first lap, but it was his right side of the front wing.
He did. So
Maybe
even though
the
he clipped the wall on the
force.
outside there, that exit was better than the first side.
Yeah. Maybe the force is with Billy at this moment in time.
Indeed, indeed. You know, Red Bull once in Monaco had Star Wars livery, so who knows, maybe it's making a return.
Yep. Oh, and Matt has decided to join for the race, so he'll be starting last. As everyone has done a lap.
I can see Billy again going for another lap.
Yep.
He's
Fontana's on his
definitely,
outlap
it looks like he's
as
definitely
well.
improving.
Oh no,
To be
he was
honest, with
7
Montana,
tenths down.
if he makes it better, he could probably get into the 39s. That would be something to see. I see Billy getting really tentative on the exit. He's still looking a lot better than his last lap.
Yeah.
This, of course, is the bit where he collided with Toad. going into one of the hardest sections of the track. Will he clip the curb? Yes,
Oh,
he does.
And that was pretty nice. I mean, he could have extended the thing a little bit more just to get that exit absolutely short. And this is a good exit. And now it's on to the final
The
sector.
exit is so crucial, isn't it? Because he just carries so much speed through the final sector.
There we are. And he's on the way to... oh, and there was the other Red Bull. Opens the DRS.
Billy coming across the line.
Goes
Let's see the difference between the softs and the super softs. Where's it going to be?
And it's
P7, not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's 4 seconds, over 4 seconds from Montana to Billy, but Montana is a specialist around Baku, so I think Billy will actually be quite
is Billy
quite
going
happy
to
with
retire? You're going to have to watch out for the car behind.
Yep, he's being very good, making sure he's outside of the Ferrari.
Yep, well done. Nice to see people getting out of the way.
We see Mr. Stoke now on his lap as well, going into the left-hander. You can just tell how much quicker it looks to have a set of super softs on than the softs.
Yeah.
Comparing Mr. Stoke to Billy, this is so much better.
Yeah, just there. That was a nice exit. Oh, but I think he's using full traction and he didn't get that. Didn't get to push.
Yeah. See, going into the castle section, will he attack it more, or is he going to keep it nice and conservative? It looks like he kept it quite conservative into there, to be honest.
Yeah, but he's made it look very, very clean and very flowing, so that's always good. Montana's just about to finish his lap, and he's looking like he could be on.
He's just about to go across the line now. Looks like he's going to open his DRS. He's going to try and keep it far to the left. Let's see as the qualifying session is over.
38,
so 39, can he improve? 39.7. What a lap from Montana. How do you do that? Incredible. We see JY as we go over the castle section. He's just going through the quick left-handers at the end of the lap. He's the only person you'd think who could challenge Montoya if he can get anywhere near that time.
Montoya?
He rides the curb at the end. Oh, Montana, excuse me. Going through the final left-hander, was really basically the final corner.
Yeah, a bit of a
scruffy final corner. Floors it now. He's going to be kicking himself after that last corner.
Yeah, probably lost a tenth or two there. So, can he improve?
He should think, though, if he does improve this lap, second should be safe.
Yeah.
As you can see the gap from him to David.
Oh, Polo retired.
He
what
goes
happened?
across the line.
That is a increase.
40.9. That's a good improvement. That's a good improvement.
Yeah.
Not quite Montana, but
Not
it's up there. I see David now going through the final section as well.
I'm going to have a look at Storm, who's on the final straight, going to open the DRS. His wings are a little bit too high, so he's not going quick.
Surely he'll want to get above James. Can he do it? No, he can't.
Unlucky.
2 tenths behind. Good effort, though.
So, there we are.
And David's on the final section now as well. Will he be able to challenge second, or maybe even first? Probably not first.
He was half a
he's run out
down.
of fuel. He's run out of fuel. That's a shame.
Oh, lucky.
So there we go then. That is qualifying over, and it's Montana on pole position, with Jay Wire joining him on the front row.
This is all about who can keep that composure going into the first corner.
Oh, and Billy's got a 5-position penalty. I think that might be with from the collision with Toad, although...
Yes, it was. Definitely.
Although you could argue that definitely wasn't his fault.
That's very unlucky, that
That is unlucky. Although he is on soft, so it might not make a difference. Only 2 positions in the end. Could keep him out of the first corner carnage if there's anything that happens.
Shaw gets a good exit. Maybe you can challenge Montana going into that first corner.
Exactly.
Unless Montana decides to do a Vettel squeeze.
Alright, here we are then. Start of the C-League season. Yeah.
I think we've changed
TFRL.
it to the mixed league now because...
Oh, right, okay.
Because half of them
Can't
are
argue with that one.
A and B. Only one C-League driver. Shocking.
Just waiting for everybody to ready up. C-League driver must feel completely cheated
Yeah.
for all these
But
A and B league.
Yeah, but he had a good, strong qualifying session. I think it was P7. I mean, not P7,
too bad.
P8. If it was P8, then it would be P7 because of Billy's unfortunate grid penalty. So
here we go then.
We're on board.
No formation lap. Five
lights. And away we go.
And we're away.
Good start
like a decent start, but yeah, Joe looks like he's going to try and make it down the inside. He's going to try and do it. Oh, it's tight, but Montana just sticks it around the outside. David trying to push on your. Montana goes defensive into turn 2, but it looks like it's been quite a clean start. I see a Ferrari come down the inside and it hits the Mercedes. Possible front wing damage there.
That's Mr. Stoke, isn't it? Yes, it is.
Montana's still in the lead.
He's fighting Toad. Is he going to brake late? He brakes a little bit later than Toad, but
the Force India goes wide.
Matt's gone straight down the inside, made a nice double overtake. Billy on those soft
I think
tyres.
Matt's going to be the person to watch in this race because, of course, he didn't do qualifying. But we know he's quick, so he could definitely make a push for the podium here.
Matt with the that was a bit close. Is Matt going to go for this? Matt going to go?
Yeah, he's definitely going down the inside. Great move there. Just before the castle section, he knew he had to get that done before the castle section, or he wouldn't have been able to get past.
Brilliant.
You see him riding into and he's hit the wall. Will he have damage?
Toad has damage. Toad has damage. Mr. Stoke, fortunate to gain those places back. Toad, unfortunate to lose that front wing and 2 places.
Yeah, Toad's got lots of understeer now. Just hit the wall again.
Maybe he needs to go for
Billy
a pit.
goes wide, hits the wall. Looks like Billy might have some front wing damage. He does.
Yeah,
looking at his camera on the right hand side of his front wing.
I mean, it's not. I mean, this track, it's not all about downforce, so it's not that not that bad. I mean, unless you're
Stoke
Toad's
will want to get past Billy instantly on the soft tyres.
Toad going a bit aggressive
with lots
there.
of understeer.
Yeah,
understeer.
He went aggressive and tried to overtake Mr. Stoke going into there. So
after lap 1, we see Montana in the lead. With JY in second and David.
Jimmy and Neil have front wing damage as well. Didn't see that.
James and Matt making another
Jimmy
good battle.
pushing that pit entry. So does that mean that Jimmy will come out a gate ahead of Neil? So is that everyone going on to a set of mediums?
Yeah, I think it is. Medium tyres. Surely they can't get to the end here, but I'm sure some of them will try it.
Yep. Right, as we're on board with Montana, who's currently dominating this race. Let's have a look at David.
2 seconds already, and it's not even halfway through the second lap. It's just pure dominance from Montana.
Yeah. David is...
come to get used to it now.
David is catching up to Jean, and he's staying within that 1 second gap, which is showing great quality from the B-League driver.
That's really surprising for me, because you look like he really had the pace to maybe challenge Montana in qualifying, but from the start of the race, David's all over him.
Yeah, he's just... I don't think he's got those tyres switched on. Let's go on to the telemetry, just have a look. If Jean's on 3.5 extra laps of fuel, so that may be the heaviness of the car that's probably weighing him down a little bit. Definitely. David is only on 1 lap of fuel and he's running standard, but still managed to keep it up, so who knows?
See Montana almost 3 seconds at the end of lap 2.
Dapola lost a heap load of time. I'm pretty sure he was 6/10 behind, but now he's at 1.5, so has he got any damage?
Matt just getting on the end of this little train from 2nd to 6th. Looks like he definitely wants to get involved in this.
Must have missed the... Billy and Mr. Stoke in the slipstream. Mr. Stoke is. However, I think
he'd be wishing for DRS right here.
I think Mr. Stoke's setup isn't helping him on the straight, so it's giving
definitely
Billy that leeway to just escape him.
Still in DRS zone though. He could possibly get a run on him going into the first corner on the next lap.
Matt is really gunning for this this 5th place on Storm. So has Storm got any damage? Nope. Just Matt must...
The pace from Matt here has been great, especially considering he's been in dirty air ever since the race started.
Yep. And I think when he gets in that fresh air, maybe he can catch up to Montana, but that's if he catches up quick enough.
Definitely.
Is Matt going to go for this?
Montana here. He couldn't try that into the castle section, could he? He didn't want to risk it, which I don't blame him too. But
Matt
Song
going
goes
for
wide,
that.
he gets a bad exit.
Yeah. Matt going for that.
They try and go side by side into this left hand. This is going to be really
like
close.
this.
Is he going to squeeze him? Just about gives each other room. That's what you like to see. You don't like to see people squeezing each other.
Yeah, that's
a good move from Matt.
Unfair.
Great driving from Storm as well to give him space.
Yeah, well done. But that means that Storm will have the DRS coming out of this. So I'd like to just keep on with this to check.
Storm is on the back of him as we see. Matt's gone into rich revs now, of course. He wants to try and make sure he wants to keep that position. Let's see if Storm can catch up on him. He gets DRS and he's also in rich.
Oh,
he's catching up ever by the second, but he's not staying in the slipstream. He's not staying in the slipstream, so he's not completely going for the move as we see. I think he just understands Matt's just completely quicker than him at the moment. Maybe he wants to keep with him, use him as a pace setter. That's probably the best thing to do for him.
Toad. I think Toad's had enough. Unlucky for him.
Yeah, it wasn't the best start of the race for him. He lost his front, bits of his front wing, went to the mediums, and he just had no
I
pace
think he's finally got those tyres switched on and is now sort of keeping the gap, minding the gap. David is losing time, and DePola is keeping with David throughout this whole lap.
Yor does look like he might be able to challenge with Montana if he keeps this pace up. He's kept the gap around 3 seconds ever since he's got on top of his tyres. So who knows, if he keeps this pace up, we could see a possible undercut opportunity.
Yeah, Billy doing
we do know that Montana does like a one-stop.
Yeah, Billy doing very well on those soft tyres that can keep that gap between him and James. Bit close then for Billy as he came out of that. Oh, bit of a corner cut.
Oh, he almost hits the wall.
But
that's
James had a bad exit.
Like.
James had a bad exit, and that means Billy is catching up to James.
James just doesn't look comfortable in this early stage of the race.
Yep. Billy's just got to keep his head in the zone, and he may be able to challenge him on this straight.
Have to remember as well, Billy's got slight front wing damage and on the harder tyre, and yet he's still catching the car ahead of him. So when he gets onto the super softs, possibly with a new front wing, as he gets a tad of understeer in the right-hander, and that's cost him a lot on the straight. He should still get DRS as he does. He opens it now. Don't think he's close enough on this straight, but surely he can overtake James at some point.
He's in the slipstream, so he's gained. He's braked quite late, and he's got a nice exit coming out of that corner, and trying to do a little
second DRS
fake.
straight might be an opportunity, but with James getting better traction like he does there, it's going to be hard for Billy.
I doubt that James got very good traction because Billy caught by 1/10 coming out of that corner, so maybe he didn't. Maybe James is trying to push.
He goes wide into the wall and he's lost more front wing. Billy will be kicking himself.
Unlucky.
That's the last thing he wanted at the moment. Thankfully it wasn't a full front wing or anything like that, so he should be able to continue, possibly.
Maybe he's going to go to the mediums to get that front wing changed, or he's just going to try and drag it out, but...
So the thing is that the probable best strategy is a one-stop.
Matt's gone right around the outside of Polar. And whilst that is happening, they've both caught up to David in the meantime, so that means that definitely Polar has some pace in this Grand Prix, just that Matt has a lot more.
Oh, David gets a bit of a bad exit there.
Does this mean triple 3 wide through this? Does this mean a Ricciardo-esque dive bomb coming out of this?
Could definitely be that. We're on board with Matt here. He's getting into the slipstream, and we can see Polar's also getting into the slipstream. This could be close. But Polar makes it. Polar goes into the pits. He wants to get the undercut. That's a bold move there from Polar to go into turn 1. That's too far away to make the move, though.
This means that he'll be behind Mr. Stoke by 8 seconds, but looking at it.
In the pits now, we see Polar going onto the soft tyres, so he's not going onto the mediums.
No, he's on the mediums for me.
He has gone onto the mediums, yeah.
Maybe he's trying to do an alternate thing. Matt is caught up to David very quickly, and maybe he's going to set up a move. Who knows?
See, now what's Matt's choice now? He's either got to try and stay out as much as he can, overtake David, or he needs to pit so he can try and cover off the undercut, but at this rate, with him staying behind David, he's probably going to get undercut anyway, so
both tried to go the
was he
same
trying to
thing.
go around the outside?
Oh, both tried the same thing of David tried to defend while Matt tried to attack, and they both went, whoa!
Oh, David hits the wall. Matt just trying to bide his time. This is costing them both so much time.
Lucky for David. So that
Poland
means
must have gained so much time in that sector on them.
Yep, definitely.
Oh, there's a Red Bull. The Red Bull of Billy hit the wall again in the middle sector in the castle section. Luckily, he didn't get any more front wing damage. But I think the understeer is really costing him at the moment.
Yep. I think he should pit now for a set of mediums and go to the end of the race, just because he's purely losing time to James. And even on those harder compounder tyres, he's still quicker than James, as it proved within the first part of the stint before he broke the front wing a little bit more.
Oh, he goes wide again, Billy, on the exit of the final real corner. And now we see Stoke on the back of him, possibly could make a challenge, considering Billy's going to have a lot of trouble as he does. We can see Stoke on the back of Billy now. Looks like he could possibly make an attack.
Definitely.
Will Billy be going into the pits?
I think
don't think he is doing.
Yes.
Oh, I think he might be. Yeah, he's going to the pits. Let me see what tyres he puts on, because he could possibly make it on the end to the mediums here.
Definitely. I think it's a one-stop either way, whether you start going on lap 1. And also, Matt and David decide to pit at the same time, and David has managed to stay ahead of Matt. Coming out
but he crosses the exit. He crosses the exit. Will that mean a penalty for him?
I think that will be. Let me have a look at the race director incidents. Oh, he only got.
But as we can see, Polar has jumped them by a mile. That battling that David and Matt did has cost them so much. You can see Polar is 7 seconds ahead of David after one lap.
You know what? I'd give a round of. It's a brilliant strategy call from Polar.
Exactly.
To do
must have been
that.
a great outlap as well. Even though that they must have lost time in the castle section fighting, Polar must have had an absolutely great outlap to be 7 seconds ahead.
Even though he's on a harder compounder tyres, I think that Polar can do this and stick it out and do that. And
definitely.
Wait, Matt is on the mediums. Does that mean that the mediums are the best race tyre? And Wallbank has yet again done a mistake, and I think has lost a bit of his front wing more.
Yep, he has. I think he's lost left-hand section of his front wing. Wallbank as well went onto the super soft tyres, and we see Matt catching him on the medium, so I think you might be right in saying, oh, as Dave goes into the wall yet again, and he's lost more of his front wing. This could be race defining for him.
I think he must be getting really frustrated right now, but Storm's
in the meantime,
pits.
Billy went into the pits.
And Storm has gone into the pits, fitted some soft tyres. Soft tyres, definitely. And Billy's got onto a set of super softs. So maybe he's going for the alternate strategy and trying to get that.
Possibly going for a two-stop.
Maybe. I think he has to be going for the two-stop because 18 laps is a bit questionable.
See Montana still increasing his lead at the front.
Storm
just keeping it consistent.
Storm has jumped David and Matt as well.
No
oh my
way.
god.
That must have been a great in-lap.
But look at James.
2 seconds ahead of him.
Wait. Never mind. I thought that James would have got out ahead of David and Matt, but no. But it'll be on the back of him though, definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely. That just shows what fighting and pitting at the same time and getting held up does for you. It's just sent Matt and David down the order.
Definitely. Montana still controlling this race from the front. Oh, he had a bit of a twitchy end then, but still controlling that. Zhou just keeping the gap. It's extended by 3 seconds, but you know, 4 laps. That's about 7.5 tenths a lap, which is not bad, considering Montana is a wheel user and is going to be naturally quicker.
Especially in the castle section as well. With the input lag with the pad, it's a lot harder to carry the speed into the castle section, whereas Montana, if you ride on board and going through the castle section, you can see he just carries the speed so much better.
James had almost hit the wall pretty hard, but lucky to not lose any damage.
Matt's on the back of David yet again, going on to the final straight. Looks like he could be making a move here, especially with David with the front wing damage.
Yeah,
surely he's going to get the move done here.
I think we're looking at either overtaking before the thing, or it's going to be a big dive bomb going into this first cut.
Wow, he's
Got
not
it.
quite catching up to him. His setup mustn't be helping him here. We see David's actually pulling away with DRS.
Yeah, I think
Matt will be kicking himself. So he knows he's got the pace, but he just can't overtake. He's been stuck behind David for
maybe
basically
Matt's
all the
running
race.
the default setup. Maybe he
Possibly.
wasn't able to do that because I know Matt.
Oh, as James just comes out the pits on the soft tyres, just gets ahead of Stoke.
Oh,
That was going to be crucial for him.
Billy's 4 seconds behind, but with being on those softer set, I think he's catching at a rate of knots. So maybe if he catches up, gets to Stoke, and I think Stoke is doing very well on those set of medium compound tyres to keep up with James. But
the main action in the race so far, though, is definitely David and Matt. And Storm to some extent. Storm's struggling, to be honest, to get away from him, even though he's on the soft tyres.
Yeah.
He's still struggling to get away.
Oh, Matt trying to set himself up for the
Oh, that's a good exit from Matt. Good
Oh,
exit.
Stoke retired. What happened? Oh, he must have hit the wall.
I think he must have.
Neil's still running his own race at the back of the grid. Unlucky for him, but you know, just needs
Well,
if he
to finish
keeps his
first,
head.
you first got to finish. So if Niels keeps doing this,
Yeah, Neil
could find
just
himself up
can't
the order,
lose
but
any
he'll
more
make
time.
mistakes.
Neil
Exactly.
can't lose time to Billy because if he does,
Oh, Matt has made a mistake. He hit the wall, span round, and he's going to be absolutely kicking himself. He loses another place to James. Matt is having one of the most hard races for somebody who had so much pace to give. It's unfortunate he didn't make it for qualifying, so he couldn't show the pace, but he's going to be absolutely kicking himself with that mistake.
definitely mixed emotions for Matt throughout this race.
Definitely.
Having that such a strong start.
Oh, and David hits the wall yet again. I don't think he got any more damage. He might have actually got more damage. I'm not entirely sure.
He did.
I
He's
think he
running
did, on the
a
right
red
hand side.
front wing. I'm pretty sure that it looks red because it's pretty much a flat right side to his front wing. So maybe Matt can get this undercut because David won't be able to keep up with Storm. And I think Storm
Matt's got
is going to be lucky
again.
and get this 4th place, even though he's not on the pace like David was and catching him up. DePola at the moment has done a worldy strategy to get to where he is.
The car to keep an eye on for me at the moment's got to be Matt. He just came into the pits, set of soft tyres. Obviously, he was on the mediums before and he had good pace. But
wait, it says
who
that
knows?
Montana's on softs in the top right, but on my screen, he's on super softs. Can you confirm that he's on?
He's on softs for me. He's on softs.
Bit glitchy
I think
then.
he must have
Is yours
pitted and
definitely
we
on
just missed
softs
it.
because I can
Yeah,
see
definitely
it.
on softs. Let's have a look.
Polar,
yeah,
8
he's definitely
seconds
pitted, so he's on
behind,
softs.
considering he pitted really early and also is on the hardest compound, even though they were on the supers. So he's doing well to keep this and manage this time.
I feel like Matt had so much promise in this race and he's just throwing it all away. He's going to be kicking himself. He's just going through the castle section now and the exit of that. He's still got a chance though. If other cars need to pit again, he could still make up a few positions.
Oh, Billy has lost a bit of his front wing again.
The race of so much front wing damage. Absolutely incredible.
Who would have thought
we
that?
can see David has got no front wing whatsoever. He must have hit the wall yet again.
David
Going down the gears really quick because he's trying to turn the car in. Surely he's going to have to come into the pits though yet again, or is he tried to stay out after the first lap, after going past the pit lane, so either he doesn't know or he thinks he can stay with the damage, but I don't know how he would.
Looking at it, the medium tyres are good race tyres, so when Billy goes to pit again, maybe he needs to go on the mediums.
As Niels hits the wall, gets a bit of front wing damage at the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, personally, I think that the people with front wing
mediums
damage
definitely seem to be showing the best pace.
Yeah. Personally, anyone with ring damage that is fairly vital should pit for mediums, because looking at it, the race tyre looks fairly strong.
So we're almost halfway through the race now. Montana is leading by a comfortable margin, 9 seconds from Yo. And then we've got Polar another 10 seconds behind them, and then Storm is in 4th place. Got a bit of time from him to David. Oh, as David hits the wall, and retires from the session.
Really
I mean, he had
unlucky
no
for
front
David.
wing, so
He started off so strong and was defending so
did.
well from Matt. It's just really unlucky that the outcome has been the loss of a tyre.
So yeah, again, Niels makes another place. You wouldn't expect him to have done so, but he's made another place and he's now up into P7.
At the moment, if Billy pits, he may be able to stay ahead of Matt.
Definitely.
Maybe?
I think he might be able to.
No, because he'll have to change his
What's
front wing. Oh wait!
Oh, of course, yeah.
He's magically got his front wing back.
Oh, he's
no,
pitting anyway. Billy's coming into the pits. Let's see what tyres he's going to put on now. Of course, we've got just over half the race left. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a set of soft tyres here, or is he going to go super soft? It looks like supers.
Nope. Set of mediums.
Oh, it's mediums. Set of mediums.
Yep. So, all he needs to do now, keep his focus, and Matt has just gone past him, so that means that, you know, he's got a little bit of a gap. But
to be honest, that shows really that how good Matt's pace has been, because he lost a lot of time by spinning. He got overtaken by James as well, and he's still been able to undercut Billy.
Yeah. Just going through everyone's front wing, the only massive is Neil's, which is probably a yellow front wing. Not even that. But no real action on track. Everyone's a decent width between each other.
Everyone seems to be spaced out at the moment. It's that section of the race. Oh, as we see Niels almost making a mistake and hitting the wall, but he's kept himself in check.
Oh,
he keeps
bit of
locking
a lock
up though.
Locking up going into those
He
corners.
just needs to make sure that he doesn't make any big mistake, or it's going to be a race over for him.
Definitely, but Matt is hunting him down so quick. 5/10 in that little section of tracks.
Wow.
Oh, that's...
Of course, Matt is on a softer set of tyres, but even so, he is reeling Niels in. Like, there's nothing stopping him. You can see him just as to ride on board with Matt.
Yeah, definitely. He's escaping Billy, but then again, at the same time, Billy is still keeping that speed and he's catching up to Neil.
Not to forget as well, Matt went on these tyres around about lap 10, I believe, so at the end of the race his tyres are going to be absolutely shot if he doesn't want to pit again. So Billy could possibly use that at the end of the race.
Definitely. Just looking at the gap to the leader. And also, everyone has got up by a position apart from James and Montana. And Jean. Both Billy and Matt.
James has had a bit of a Marmite race. He's had quite a few bad moments, but he's also clawed himself back up the order.
Yeah.
Which is good to see.
He's just keeping his race going. I mean, he's on the soft tyres, same as Storm. And I think Storm and James are just exchanging sort of laps. And fastest lap from Montana
gets fastest lap. So you never know when Montana's just holding a lap back like that. He's been on the softs for quite a few laps now, and then from out of nowhere, bam, just puts in a fastest lap. Matt's still reeling in Billy. He's now only 1.3 behind. Excuse me, not reeling in Billy, reeling in Niels.
Yeah, I think he's going to set himself
up the castle section, he is completely gained about 0.5 of a second just in that corner alone. Now, if I was Niels, I wouldn't really fight this that much.
Maybe, but you know, if it's for position and, you know, got to do it, you got to do whatever it takes.
Oh, a bit of a lock-up from Niels. I mean, as we've seen from Matt, he's not got the straight line speed, so if Niels can maybe stay ahead here, he might not get past him.
Oh, the switchback is on. Oh, whoa, and we're going too wide into this section of track.
Oh, there's contact.
Contact.
Oh, he's going to go down inside. Will there be contact? No, they've just made it through. That's good to see. But Niels will now get the slipstream. Surely will have DRS as well. Or will it be Matt who has it? Either way, one of them, side by side, looks like Niels is the one with the DRS. It is.
Ooh.
Keep the inside line if Niels does that. It looks like he's not going to get Matt to pass. And once again, Matt just does not have the straight line speed.
Ooh,
and Niels goes wide, hits the wall. Matt's looked like he's going to get through. It does get through.
Niels has got a very bad... Oh,
but he goes down the inside. Oh, and there's contact. And that is one of the moves that just did not look on. And Matt will not be happy with that. It looks like he has front wing damage. He does. Yeah, again, Matt, unlucky. Gets front wing damage. Niels can't be doing that.
No. I agree. That was a rash move. I think he should have just let it be how it was.
Oh, and now Niels hits the wall again. He's got 2 side front wing damage, and the race that was looking so promising is falling apart for him now.
Yeah, with 11 laps to go, I think, you know, Matt's got to take the risk.
Matt finally gets past him. Oh, and Matt swipes at him. I don't know if he did that on purpose, but now Niels has lost even more front wing. I don't know if that was on purpose by Matt, but he definitely swipes at him coming across when he passed.
Definitely. I mean, the frustration with Matt now.
Oh, as Niels goes wide and now lost his front wing completely.
So this could be where Billy comes into his own now, because
definitely
front wing's gone. 20 seconds. He's 10 seconds behind. He's 30 seconds behind Matt.
Niels just needs to keep out of the wall now. He needs to get his head back in the game, and he can still get quite a few decent points. Let's not forget, David, Stoke, Toad, and Jack Jimmy have gone out of the race. So Niels, at the worst position he could get is 8th, which is still good points.
Yeah, 4 points. You know, 4 points. More than 0.
At the end of the season, that could be more than 1 position. We don't know. Oh, see, Matt goes into the pits again. He's not willing to carry on with that front wing damage. That must be maybe the 3rd time he's gone into the pits.
For the super softs to be aggressive. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's going on those super softs. What is Niels going on?
Oh, as Niels gets a 5-second stop go penalty for speeding in the pit lane as well. This race just gets even worse for Niels.
And Niels got onto a set of
the wet
wets.
tyres. I don't think he wants to be in this race anymore, I don't think.
No.
I think he understands that Montana gets another faster lap.
After fastest
How does he do
lap.
it? He is an absolute machine. Let's not forget as well, these soft tyres are going to be degrading all this time, and yet he's still just putting in these fastest laps. Incredible.
Yeah. And Matt has come out behind him, which is probably not the best, because when it comes, say, if Matt is on the softer compounder tyres, so when he catches up, maybe Montana just lets him through to run.
Matt will be seething on the inside, knowing that he's now lapped by Montana, and he had the promise to have so much pace. To be honest, when the race started and Matt made such a great start, I thought he could be challenging for the podium, maybe even the win if he got past the cars, but it's just unravelled for him. He's got got in too much contact so many times. It's just cost him.
Yeah, he's poor.
Polar in 3rd place has got a bit of front wing damage, I think.
Yes, he has, but you know, it's not nothing too big.
Still got a huge gap though to James
be honest,
in 4th, so the podium does look safe.
Yeah, the Polar could pit now and probably still come out ahead of James. If not, it'll take him to Neil's here. Neil, and he's let him through. That's very nice of Neil. On those. And he's broke his front wing more front wing. Yeah, but Polar has gone straight into the wall.
Yeah. Another problem he cannot have, but like you said, he has got the time to pit again.
Yeah.
So the right thing to do, surely, because all he'll do will be lose time. So surely he should just pit now, put in a super soft tyres, and just take it to the end.
And I think he'll come out just either on par with James or just behind.
Oh, of course, yeah, because he has to change from wing, doesn't he? And even so, he will have those fresh super soft tyres, so he should be able to get past him with the pace he's been showing.
Yeah, we could have a bit of a battle, which will be fun. And Billy is hit into the wall. Billy outbroke himself, and that means Matt is going to be right on his ass coming towards the end of the lap if Billy has front wing damage.
Matt's just constantly attacking. He's not. I don't think he's had a time in this race where he's been defending. He's constantly been on the attack. But that setup that he's got is just not allowing him on the straights.
Polar right in the pits. Going to have a look at James. James is coming down.
Going on soft tyres.
Good on the softs. Right, James is coming down the pits now, just past the pit.
He's just been let out of his pit box. It looks like it's going to be really close. Looks like James might have him.
James just has it. So
James
keeps his composure. James with the fastest lap as well.
That lap is crucial. That was a crucial lap to keep him ahead of Polar.
Definitely. Polar just needs to keep it together now and try and catch up. And
if Polar can put in some consistent
right behind
laps
as well.
Oh yeah, and he's got the super soft tyres, so this could be great for Storm as well.
Oh, Matt on Billy. Matt on Billy.
Oh, this is looking close now. Surely this time, surely Matt can get a run. But once again, Billy's pulling away already. Even though he's in the slipstream, he's got DRS.
Yeah,
but he's not closing in close enough.
Yeah, I'm just comparing the speed. 3 miles per hour difference and with DRS as well. So that is pretty poor
great
from Matt's
exit though from Matt. Great exit.
Yeah.
Will he try and go down the inside? No, he won't. He's trying to get a good exit on the outside.
Oh, good exit. And now it's...
It was a very good exit.
Here we are. Here's the battle. Is he going to go for the Ricardo? Up the inside,
and again,
even though he's defending.
He's not making enough leeway in the DRS zone. He's surely going to go down the inside.
He's going.
Looks like it's going to be a good move down the inside. Yes, it is.
Great
move.
And DePola catching James
space
by 1.5 seconds on his outlap. This is madness.
We can see Storm, Polar and James all collapsing on each other at the end of this race. So surely Storm can feel like he can still get a podium.
Yeah, Storm's only lost 2 tenths throughout the whole lap, whilst the Polar has gained 1.5 seconds. So that means Storm
and Polar started to get a bit frisky on the outside there.
Yeah, Storm is just as quick as Polar, and he's also catching James. So who knows? Maybe at the end of this race, James might be under attack from both Polar.
Polar is very
Storm.
quick in a straight line as well. Very quick.
I think. Oh, poor Billy. It's been an upside down race. And what's happened? What happened then?
It seemed like James paused or something, or went AFK for a moment, and Polar completely closed in on him.
Yeah. Maybe. What's happening with James? What's happened? Has he got front wing damage? No.
I think he might. He might be having problems, I think, with maybe his connection or something.
Maybe, but...
He gets a really bad exit, but then he kind of goes a bit further ahead. He's going to try and go around the outside Polar, maybe. No, he doesn't. He tries to stick it, get a good exit from this corner. Maybe get a move into the corner just before the castle section. They don't want to go side by side in there.
Nope. But this giving Storm the absolute opportunity to catch up.
James is going to be completely slowing them down in this castle section, and now Storm is going to be completely gaining on them.
Did you see him in the back of that shot then? Maybe he's in the back of this shot, is he? Or yeah, I just saw the front wing then.
Just about, you can see him. He's closing in these final few laps of this race. It looks like we could have a good race for the podium.
Oh, this...
Oh, James gets a bad exit there. Surely though, this is looking like Polar should be able to get the pass on there. He's got great straight line speed, and he's surely going to be in the DRS zone.
To be honest, I think both James, the Polar, and Storm deserve this
there was
podium.
front wing damage. I think Polar's got more front wing damage. I think there was contact there.
Oh yeah,
there was.
Definitely.
He's got more front wing damage.
I think looking at it, James is lagging very much.
Oh, that's something that you just don't want to see. He's not closing in too much though. James is still always lagging a bit further forward, but he's still got the connection just about, and he's still ahead. It's yet again, I don't know what it is with these setups, but no one is able to, or seemingly no one's able to close in even with the DRS.
Yeah, this is just giving the opportunity to Storm just to catch up, but he's not got that much fuel to sort of put it in Rich to catch up to those ahead.
Although they are battling Polar and James, it doesn't look like still Storm is making too much progress. He's still 3 seconds behind.
The Polar eyeing up the move to try and get ahead.
Oh, there's a bit of pushing his rear light there as we go just into the corner before this castle section. If he wants to get through now, he'll have to get through here.
To be honest, Billy is actually doing a fairly okay job just to stay, just to keep up with Matt. But now he's losing a heap of time, so maybe he's had an issue midway through that lap. Here's where the real time is lost through this section, because the Polar's going to have that massive understeer from the dirt, and the broken front wing. And also, James is just holding him up corner after corner after corner.
Oh, he goes slow, Maybe a bit of connection problems. Oh no, but he skips back ahead. And now he's going around the outside. There's a bit more contact, but he's good move around the outside.
Great move from the Polar. Great move.
Looks like James might be having a few problems, but even so, Polar with a great move around the outside
James on
there.
that 1.5 laps of fuel. Maybe he needs to put it up into Rich and just push. Wait, James is still...
Oh, and he's back ahead.
Oh,
maybe he's a bit of lag problems there.
James, what is going on?
He's not going side by side into turn 1. Oh, but James goes back ahead just again, going around the outside.
Oh,
James is still side by side with him.
Oh, this is great
And now
racing.
Pola seems to have gone ahead.
I think maybe James just conceded that position just because of his internet. Oh, and I think James is on pause. That means he may have lagged out.
Oh, he won't want that, especially right at the end of the race with only 6 laps to go. That'll be a kick in the stomach.
Definitely.
You can see Storm is closing in on him. Yeah, he's gone to AI. Oh, that isn't what you want. And he's left the session. Oh, you see Storm goes wide, just misses the wall. He would not have wanted to do that.
It's unlucky
But
for James.
That is unlucky.
A good
He gave us some good racing though, so...
Yeah, good contender for a podium, just... his internet didn't hold that... hold it enough to let him...
So Montana just started...
So that means that everyone's going to...
21st lap.
Yep, that means everyone's going to go up a place, so that means Billy will then... Matt will be in 5th. Billy in 6th, and Niels in 7th, who is running a dreadful race in a lonely 8th place with 1 minute 32 behind, which almost means he's been lapped by the whole field.
Like we said though, it's still useful points further down in the league. We don't know if these points might become crucial in the standings. So it's good for him to stay. Exactly.
6 points, which is decent.
We can see Matt is, of course, catching on James now, who is just an AI. So Matt's going to be catching him every second.
Now the pole is just...
To be honest, Niels might not even be able to catch James in this rate. Because of course the AI are slow, but he is about nearly 2.5 minutes behind.
Yeah, that is very true, and that I think he's just 2 minutes behind, but still, it's not going to be enough, I don't think.
Oh, James has gone into the pits. Oh, he's joined back. So he might be able to carry on in the race. That's good to see, at least.
Yeah.
He's gone onto the super soft tyres now as well, so even though he's pitted, him and Matt should have a great battle if we see them fighting together. We see Matt going into the first corner just about now. Will James be able to stay out ahead of him? James comes out the pits and Matt goes into turn 1. It's going to be really close going into turn 2.
Matt's not... James isn't joined back, is he? Nope. He's still AI.
He's still gone.
Oh, that's unlucky. That could have been a great racing opportunity.
That is a shame. That would have been a great fight. At least a bit of good news for Matt in this race. It doesn't look like he's had much, but he's now up into P5.
Yeah,
considering he started at the back of the grid, this isn't too bad of a result for him.
Billy letting Jean pass. And maybe Billy might be able to use Jean's slipstream just to help him get through the track. But the Polar just running his own race at the moment, just on his own. He's extending the gap to Storm, even though Storm is on those super soft tyres.
And Polar has front wing damage, so that shows the pace he does have.
Or maybe he's on the softs and my thing's just saying that he's on the supers, but I think he's on the supers.
Yeah, I think Storm's on the supers, definitely.
Oh, so much front wing has been lost.
Definitely, as James leaves the session again.
Very unlucky for James.
Billy now coming up to James as well. He's about 8 seconds, 9 seconds behind, so that's another place for Billy. So the closest cars on track now about Polar and Storm, but of course Polar's still actually able to get away from him, though, with that front wing damage.
Yep. Polar can lose his front wing, still end up ahead of Matt, but that means that Storm will inherit 3rd place. But then again, Niels is actually just 2 seconds up from the last time I saw, and he's hunting Billy down, so I don't know what's happened to Billy, but Neil is sort of closing that gap.
Well, if Neil keeps this pace up, he could possibly still catch James, who of course will be caught by Billy in the next lap or so.
Maybe those medium tyres are starting to get to that end of life now.
I think this race is definitely a race of what-ifs. There's been a lot of damage, a lot of holding up, a lot of problems.
Definitely.
So I think, especially for Matt as well, of course, he got taken out by Niels in one of the corners.
Yeah.
So he won't be happy about that. He'd probably want a steward's inquiry into that.
Yeah.
As we see, Matt's actually coming up to Niels in the castle section to lap Niels.
Yeah.
Hopefully he'll let him pass with no problem this time.
Should be cleaner than what it was last time. Let's just stick on with Neil just to see if he lets him past. Looks like he's still just keeping on that racing line.
Matt trying to weave about to try and tell him, get out of the way, I'm supposed to be racing ahead of you here, I'm lapping you.
Yeah.
And yet Niels isn't quite getting out of the way yet.
Maybe this could be a good thing for Matt because if his straight line speed is not good enough.
Exactly.
So maybe he could use this, but you know, 2 to 3 laps left. It's not going to look. It's not going to be strong.
Still though, Niels is completely. Oh, and he's got a 5-second stop-go penalty again for ignoring blue flags. That just adds insult to injury, salt in the wounds.
Yep.
But it has to be said, he is holding up Matt now.
Yeah. But then again, still Matt 27 seconds behind, but it's quite unfair that he's doing that.
Billy now ahead of James as well, just past him on the straight.
Is he going to force the move? Nope.
Oh, this is just something Matt does not need.
Yeah, good exit from Matt. And
oh,
he's
a bit more contact.
Gonna look it from.
Niels can't be doing this.
On board of Matt. Matt's forced one up the inside.
Will Niels try and make? He does try and make a stupid move down the inside. You can't be doing that, Niels. Have to let him through. Oh, this could be a race ban.
Oh, that is very naughty from Niels, who's also lost front wing and also made near a disqualification. So that means Neil will go to the back of the grid and David and Mr. Stoke and Toad will also get points. Oh, Matt just trying to
Who'd have thought that the best battle of the race in these final few laps would be Matt trying to overtake Niels as a backmarker? I mean, this is the problem. We can see it on this straight now. If you're right on board with Matt, he doesn't seem to have the straight line speed, even with DRS. I mean, Niels might not get the best of exits on this final corner. As he doesn't hits the wall, surely now Matt's going to get through. But now he hits the back of his rear light. Will he be able to get in the slipstream? See, look, we can see Niels is still pulling away ever so slightly, even though he's right tucked in behind his slipstream.
Oh, this is not helping Matt. He's losing time now to Storm. He's lost 2 seconds in that lap.
Another 5-second stop-go penalty as he goes down the inside.
Oh, Neil has hit.
I mean, there was a bit of barge in there, but to be honest, I don't blame Matt for that move. Hopefully Niels doesn't do something stupid into this corner. He doesn't, thankfully.
No. Luckily.
Matt seems to finally have gotten through now. Although
maybe
he will be absolutely seething.
Billy. Yeah, maybe he's just trying to help Billy try and catch up as his
of course,
teammate.
as well, to the teammates.
But then again, 25 seconds to catch. It's not going to be that much.
So it looks pretty set for the podium so far as we're about to head on to the final lap. Montana's just coming through the final sector now. As we have a 25-second gap from him to Yo, and then another 59 seconds. That shows how this race has been really a race of 2 different classes. To Polar in 3rd place, and then Storm in 4th, Matt in 5th, Billy in 6th. He's made places on James, of course, who had to disconnect unfortunately, and Niels.
Yeah, you can just tell, like, looking at it, keeping your front wing in good nick is crucial. As a minute ahead, and I think Polar's been for 2 front wing changes, so who would have known that maybe if he didn't have
Storm in P4, P4, it looks like he might have left. He's gone AI.
Oh no.
Montana laps him again. What's happened to Storm?
Matt's gone in the pits. What is going on?
Oh, maybe Billy. He wanted... Oh wait, on the final lap. Why is he going into the pits on the final lap?
That means Billy can inherit P5. What is going on? Maybe his tyres weren't going to last him. Right.
Oh, did he have a stop-go penalty? He might have had a stop-go penalty, you know.
No, because he's
stuck in the pits. And he's just left. And Billy has just got past him. What was going on there?
Oh.
Will Billy be able to catch Storm? It doesn't look like it going into the final part of this race on the final lap.
No. But luckily for Billy, even though his race went upside down, it's now turned back on its head, and he's going to go for a P5 slot, which is 10 points. And that's great for the race that Billy's had. And, you know, massive respect for staying and racing, even though he's been in no man's land for half the Grand Prix. Not even half.
And he's made it work.
3/4 of it. And, yeah, I agree, made it work, especially going on to that medium tyres after breaking his front wing.
As we see Montana coming onto the main straight now on the final lap. We've not really seen much of him this race.
No.
But as he comes down the straight now, he's starting to weave already in celebration. He knows he's dominated this race. It's been an absolutely great race from him. Pole position, dominated the field, and it is a win in the first race of the season. Absolutely dominant from Montana.
Yeah, definitely. And Zhou, not to rain on Montana's parade, but Zhou equally is consistent, kept his front wing out, did what he needed to do, and oh, who's that ahead of him? Is that Billy? No, it isn't. That's Niels ahead.
Oh, hopefully he doesn't do something that he doesn't look like he's doing. As Yo crosses the line, now we're just waiting for Polar.
Yep. Polar's still going through the castle section. That's how much difference it has been.
Just shows how much of a dominant race from Montana. He's lapped everybody up until Polar and Yo.
Definitely. And that also means, like, you can tell he's in TRL, so definitely keeping up to those standards. And a top class race from him, Zhou, and DePola with that outrageous strategy call from going to those mediums on lap, what was it, lap 5, lap 6?
I think it was, yeah.
And he jumped, not 1, not 2, but 3, and same with Storm, jumped Matt and James, or Matt and Billy.
So here we see Paul coming across the line to finish the podium.
Yeah, Matt and David, that's who it was. They jumped them, so, you know.
There we go. Good race all around. I think there was still a few good things going on. Good few races. Of course, Montana did seem to dominate.
Yep. Let's have an interview. Yeah. Let's get Polar. Ask you. No, get Polar. Yep. So just wait on the Polar.
As he'll soon be joining us. Before he does join, though, who will be your driver of the day as we see in the podium celebrations?
Our interviewee would be my driver of the day. DePola, outrageous strategy, kept his head together. It was a great
strategy call, great strategy.
Drove the race he wanted to do. Not far behind. It's been, I'd say, Matt, just purely because he's been through the walls throughout the race, but he kept it together. Look, 4 stops he made. That's outrageous.
So just before we start the interview, let's have a look at the race results. We have Montana in first, and then 29 seconds behind him we have Yor, and then Polar with a great strategy call got him up into P3, followed by Storm, Billy, Matt, who should have probably done better in this race, but he's going to be kicking himself after some of the mistakes and some of the things he got involved with. Then James underneath him in P7, then Niels, and then David, Stoke, Toad, and Jack Jim did not finish the race. Here we are with Polar.
So yeah, Polar, great race from you. What made you do that strategy call at the start of the race?
Wanted to undercut my teammate.
Right. Well, you didn't just undercut your teammate. You undercut David as well. So Matt as well. Sorry. So
great. I saw I was catching David, so that's why I thought I was a bit faster. So I thought I could at least go on the same pace if I jumped on those mediums. I was going to stay on the mediums to the end, but when I went past Niels on the blue flag, I looked behind me for some reason in the castle stage and hit that wall.
Yeah.
So stupid.
I don't know if you knew, but Matt and David were having a real big fight, and they were losing a lot of time. And you gained about 7 seconds on them on just on your outlap. Did you know that was going on, or did you just go for the full fastest lap?
I just went for everything, man. I to be honest, I'll give Jack Mir a bit of credit. I stole his strategy from yesterday on Italy, and it worked quite well. I went for a high rich setup with the fuel at the beginning. So got as
Yeah.
many fast laps as I could out, and then at the end though I had to do the last 4 in lean to be able to do a fast last lap, but it worked out, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah, it's good to know that you're learning off of the drivers within the leagues. I'm sure Jack Meehan will appreciate you saying that. And also, I'd just like to say, who was your driver of the day?
Oh, thank you very much. Appreciate that. So all strides to improve. That's all. That's all I want.
Yep, so your driver of the day was? Who would you say?
Ooh, to be honest, I'd have to say, even though he didn't have the best of races in the end, I'd have to say Matt. I think there was definitely things that he
Potential.
didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He had potential to do a lot better in that race. Unfortunately, he got into run-ins with Niels and a few other people. But I would say Matt for bringing it back up to P6.
Yep, I'll say our interviewee right here. DePola was my driver of the day, and DePola, who was yours driver of the day, even though you weren't watching the stream. Who would you say?
Well, I can mainly from the battles I was having. Sure, I didn't really battle him, but I couldn't gain anything on him, and he pulled the gap consistently and done a really good one-stop. What can I say?
Yeah,
That is a good point. That is a very good point, considering Montana, we know, is incredible, but Yor was still
equally
gaining
as
on him
good.
at some points, and then equaling him, and then not making sure that he didn't fall too far behind. So I think it was a great race from him as well.
Yeah,
I believe as well he pulled 6 seconds, 7 seconds over 2 laps on me at one point, which was just extraordinary.
oh, that's mad that. But so
That's the
yeah,
difference between that and
so that's where we're gonna end it here. So stay tuned for later tonight, the All American League race, the first one ever for the TFR. I can't even say it. TFRL channel. So stay tuned for that. It'll be at 11 o'clock. And anyone want any last words?
enjoy the races.
Yeah, enjoy the races.
Stay tuned for the next one.